Hey y'all, figured out record a quick video because it is 11:53 and I figured out just record something for the day because this is day 3 of me trying to build in public as I try to take my business into a six-figure business and then hopefully beyond. But right now this is day 3. The last 2 days I just kind of talked about philosophy and stuff. Today I want to actually show something that I built for a client, and this was delivered at a high level today. There's still some tweaks to make, but essentially what this is an n8n workflow, and what all it does is it automates the process of a specific PDF the client gets every day. They need to go in, open it up, they get it in an email. They need to open it up. They need to look at all the items. They need to copy paste each item into a spreadsheet. And then they need to go into another spreadsheet or, another system and pull data that match it to this and then push it all in here. What this does is it automates that process pretty much entirely. So they don't have to check the emails. They don't have to open the emails. They don't have to look at the PDFs. All the information is going to be updated in Excel. So how does this work? Essentially, we've got a webhook, which catches the email. We've got a node. This is a code node. So this is some code that I wrote using AI. Can I write code of this complexity myself? Yes. Can I do it easily? No. I'm not a big coder. But it helps when you can read it because it helps you fix errors if maybe the AI gets stuck. But all the coding I did for this project, the AI did not get stuck. It did make mistakes, and I had to tell it what the issues were, but it fixed all of them itself, pretty much. So we've got it takes the correct PDF from that email, because that email has multiple PDFs. It extracts the data. It parses the data into the specific fields that I want to capture to put into Excel. It, does a check to make sure all that data matches, and then it pushes it into here. So if it doesn't match, it sends an email out. If it does match, it goes in. It creates a session for the Excel sheet that I'm updating, right? And this is important because if you don't do this, every single one of these calls is going to reopen the Excel sheet. It's going to create a new session every time, and it slows down the workflow, and any one of these can fail, right? Especially if you're doing multiple back to back to back. Whereas when you do it this way, it just creates one session and it does everything else based on that. So it runs much faster and there's much less risk of the workflow just failing or timing out because you have to do so many calls to the Excel sheet. So here is pulling out the sheet name from Excel, right? Because I want to get the sheet ID so I can paste to the correct sheet. So to make sure the sheet name is correct and make sure that it matches to what we need for this PDF. And then if it doesn't match, once again, it just sends an email. If it does match, then it goes in and actually updates. So here it's pulling out the table that I need to update to for that sheet. Then it is getting the row number of that table right now. And then it is creating the output that's going to be sent to Excel. So it creates all of the rows at once and pushes it out all at once because it always goes at the bottom of the spreadsheet. Then it waits for 5 seconds. I just have this so that it has some breathing room and some time. And then I update the Excel sheet. So I push all that data into the Excel sheet. And then everything else here is just to format it. Because when I push it here, it just uses the formatting of the row above it, which doesn't work for the way this spreadsheet is set up. And honestly, this was by far the most time-consuming part of this project. I thought this part would be easy. It's not. And primarily the reason is Excel just kind of sucks to work with in general, especially with the API. I mean, the native node in n8n for Excel doesn't work that great. It certainly can't do all this stuff. It can update the data, but I just found this was much easier. So all of this also, I just got, I set it up with AI, right? So yeah, basically that's the whole flow. It took quite a while to do. It took me maybe about 20 hours, 25 hours total, with all the testing and everything. But it's done, and essentially it should save them, I don't know, maybe like 30, 40 minutes a day, but every single day forever, pretty much. Um, Maybe longer. It really just depends on how much records they get one day and how long it takes somebody to do this and how much time they lose with context switching and things like that. Um, but yeah, this is a pretty, I mean, I'm not going to say it's super simple, but this is the kind of stuff you can build in n8n. I'm sure you could also do this with Cloud Code. You might actually be able to do this much faster with Cloud Code, but really the tricky part of it is connecting into Excel properly. Because Excel doesn't, I mean, it's old. It doesn't really play nice with this sort of stuff as well as maybe something more dedicated and web focused. But it does work well enough, you know. And, you know, the API, you are able to do a lot of things with it. It's just a bit more finicky to work with. Anyway, just wanted to show this workflow out to you guys. And yeah, this is the sort of stuff I'll continue to build. It's just a really, really cool little tool, which just pays dividends for a very, very long time. So if you've got stuff like this in your business or you just want to learn about it, feel free to shoot me a message. I can, you know, help answer some questions. But other than that, hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.